Sorry, I just watched my DoorDash driver miss my turn off to the road that I'm on. I mean, he just kept going. He's going to Reno now.
Ava just watched her food come and go.
And there's no... I am so upset. Do you know how upsetting it is to see your food pass by the road it's supposed to turn, and it just keeps going?
Hey, look, there's my food. Oh, there it goes.
God damn it.
He'll loop back around with it in a minute.
He fucking better.
Thank you for the wow.
He just decides to eat it and leave.
I had a DoorDasher do that once.
I did too. That's why I said it. Even the opening music is drowning you both out. It absolutely should, because it won't actually work to mute Discord for some reason, and during the waiting stream you shouldn't hear us, so it's good that the music was drowning us out.
My music doesn't drown us out because I have my stuff set up correctly.
Well, I have them... Okay, first of all, my main room doesn't have drowning out music.
Easy, did you see Harmful Opinions has 2 videos going after Leaflet over the Nux stuff? I was planning to cover those last night and got talked out of it, but I will probably do it later. Because they're also really bad, and they highlight another problem I have with people that fashion themselves as pedo hunters.
Yeah, I mean, people know my opinion on that entire genre of content creation should not be allowed on platforms.
Yeah.
But hi, chat. Welcome to Lawtism.
I just heard I watched a lot of Mort Rule 34 in the wild at the college I work at.
On July 9th.
Oh, wait.
Oh no, shut up. Yeah, sorry.
It was trying to skip ahead, chat. She's too excited.
No, I didn't. I just tried to set it up so I can full screen it, so I can put it on my screen rate. Festina, thank you for being a Jarl for 8 months. Either preparing to open that monster while preparing to take on a whole other monster. 2 monsters at once for that elf. Very naughty. Okay, what the fuck is wrong with you all? You're out of line. I don't care if you're right or not. You're just out of line. But you are right.
But chat. So today I have one body cam, which this body cam was annoying to pick up. I had like 4 body cams I wanted to show. I could only actually find one of them, because the person I found them through does not link their sources at all, or where they even got the videos from.
Oh, that's so annoying.
I had to use like context on the screen to figure out where they came from, and I managed to find the 2 channels they came from. The problem is 3 of them came from one channel, which does not name their videos very well, and half of their videos, despite just being body cams, are behind YouTube membership. I'm like,
what?
Why?
That's technically reportable.
Perhaps, yeah. And I'm just like, I'm annoyed with this.
It's one thing. Well, shit. No, if they purchase the body cam footage, I guess they could monetize it. Yeah. Look, it's just not. It's not a good move to do, because a lot of courts will look at that and they might. Maybe you bought that body cam footage and you decided to monetize it, but the next body cam footage that you submit for, the court might see that and decide, you know what, we don't like you profiting off of what is supposed to be publicly available information.
Yeah, so that was annoying. So instead, I have a second video for us, which is going to be more like a quote react slop for us, which you guys know me, I don't like to do react slop. However, the story of this woman is so interesting.
I will be right back, though.
Okay.
Foot is here.
But the story of this woman is so interesting, I thought that everybody should watch, and I thought Ava could enjoy it as well. I remember Attorney Tom said Ace Attorney isn't like real life, but a lot of Lawtism I see has some Ace Attorney shit. Yeah, that's the thing. If you just sit down and you watch tons and tons of court cases, you find out that there's a lot of like wild shit that goes on in court. The thing is, if you're a good lawyer, you might not see that very often. However, there's a lot of bad lawyers out there. Like, even in some court cases, we get the person shouting objection, like, and thinking that means something. And that's why I like to do the Lawtism videos, because it shows people that some of the stuff you think about court that you think shouldn't happen probably does happen at some point. How often do lawyers table slam? I've only ever seen one lawyer do it. And he immediately got reamed out by the judge so hard. It was hilarious. Oh, I see movement. Is Ava coming back?
Yep, I am back.
Welcome back.
Got back. I got my spicy Italian. I got my Monster Energy drink. I'm ready to go.
Alright, so I chose this first one for two reasons. The first is the girl is fucking out of her gourd.
Is she cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
I think she's high as a kite. And the second reason is because it shows a cop getting a tele-warrant. Which I don't think I've ever seen a body cam.
That's not very common to see.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, tele-warrants have been around for, decades. But you never really see one one obtained via body cam. I'm guessing it's probably nighttime or evening past court opening.
Actually, it's kind of midday.
Which is why they're able to do it. Oh, midday. Oh, God, it must have been something serious then. They're like, hey, we can't leave. We need a warrant now.
Yeah. So it's interesting because I've never seen a cop get a tele-warrant on body cam before. And I'm sure there's some people that don't even know tele-warrants are a thing. So I think it'd be interesting to kind of cover.
Yeah, for those who don't know, a tele-warrant is what it sounds like. It's a warrant obtained via telephone. They will call the court or the judge or whatever. It'll ring to them, and then they'll basically give a rundown of it, and then the judge will actually sign and put out the warrant in the court system. And then on the cops, and all they have is some kind of confirmation on their phone or whatever it is, whatever system it is they're using. But yes, it's kind of like that classic cliche of people going, oh, come back with a warrant. Understand that they don't necessarily need to leave to obtain a warrant.
Yep. But chat will get right into it.
On July 9th, 2025, officers in Washington were dispatched to a coffee shop after a witness followed a hit-and-run driver who had just struck a pedestrian and fled. As first responders treated the victim at the scene, police tracked down the suspect's SUV, finding it with a shredded tire and two young children inside. Here's what the officers did next.
Hi.
Oh,
who's the driver of the car?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, what's going on?
I just looked down for a second and I hit
Oh,
the curb
she's fucked.
and I thought...
Wow, I'm sorry, pause, sorry. She is absolutely right. I mean, she didn't even have to say anything and I knew that she was off. As soon as she opened her fucking mouth. Oh, it's over.
Yeah.
It's fucking over.
that my tire could make it here to work. And then he just told me that I hit somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, this is her wonderful argument, by the way, is I didn't even know I hit them.
Yeah, this guy just told me I hit somebody.
I have to point
Personally,
out...
I don't really believe it, but that's between me and you.
I have to point out, she did not hit another car. She hopped the curb and hit a person.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which car are you driving?
This one right here.
This one? Okay.
I just looked down for 2 seconds. Sorry.
And you didn't notice?
I'm trying to call Tom right now, so he's probably...
I don't know how well you guys can see it. That's the top of her rim.
That's the fucking rim. Yeah, that's... Wow. Okay.
That tire is gone.
Yeah, the tire's absolutely fucking gone.
And she didn't notice there was anything wrong until she got to work.
You know, the tire hasn't been there in a while either.
Yeah.
Look at how clean that rim looks. It's been sanded down, so to speak.
Not awake yet, but
Okay, you didn't notice this?
I could feel it, but I was trying to make it to work.
Who's going to that?
I was gonna go down there.
You probably want to deal with this.
Is
Can
the
you
guy okay?
just come over here. Did you witness it?
Yes, me and the.
Okay, what did you see?
So who did she hit?
So me and a
We'll
sailor
get to that.
were like right behind. He stayed with the guy out there.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, this car swerved up on, and it clipped the guy. Took his shoe off, threw him up against like the fence up there, and he was laying there. The sailor stayed with him, and I followed her.
Did she look like she knew what happened?
Oh, there's no way you couldn't. The tire blew out. I mean, there was a huge amount of noise. Swerved back onto the road, and
Okay, and you made no attempt to stop?
no.
Okay.
Kept going.
Oh wow.
Second sense.
Okay, so very based of this driver to follow her off the site of the hit and run, because that's the thing. Like the hit happened, however farther back. It didn't happen here in this parking lot.
Yeah.
And the only reason why the cops are here is because some people who fucking saw what happened went, no, you're not getting away with it. You're not driving away from this one.
I mean, she fucking hopped a curb, blew a tire, hit a guy, and then just kept going.
That's crazy. But again, I've seen shit like that happen where nobody's following up. Maybe someone might call it in, that's it. I'm just saying, bam for the day, badass motherfucker here to actually follow the person that you don't know if they're dangerous or violent or not, but actually providing the police what they need in terms of witness testimony. Like, nah, this bitch was crazy. She swerved everywhere. Her tire blew out. She hit somebody, and then she just kept going.
You probably didn't hear it because she's wearing today's sponsor Raycon earbud. Chat, I've heard so many of those sponsorships that I know that's not how that sponsorship would go.
Thank good. Look,
That was like,
Raycon,
she probably didn't hear
you
it
should
because she
look,
wasn't
when you
wearing
need to
Raycon
sponsor us,
earbuds, and they're
because
patented
Mizu
design.
Mizu has clearly memorized and mastered the meta of like setting up a Raycon earband, like an ad. Like that was an amazing setup.
No, that
You
was
should
for somebody in
absolutely sponsor
chat.
him.
But here's the thing. I know that's not how the Raycon sponsorship would go. It would actually go more like, she didn't hear it because she wasn't wearing today's sponsor Raycon earbuds. With our patented ergonomic
'Cause they have the
design,
pass-through.
you have pass-through, and you can actually hear what's going on around you. Had she been wearing our earbuds, she
that's
would have
true.
heard this guy and not hit him. I actually have, by the way, Skull Candy, sponsor me. I like your earbuds. I have Skull Candies, and they also
I
have
love Skull Candies.
they also have a Stay Aware feature on them. They have Stay Aware, so you can hear what's going on while your earbuds are in, and they have advanced noise canceling, which adds a little bit of white noise and lets me tune out everything.
Honestly, that kind of sounds amazing because these are the first headphones I've gotten that has the like Stay Aware feature, but it's like just built in. So like I can hear everything around me perfectly, and I hate it because it does not let me lock in. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I like to lock into my shit, and I can't lock in with these headphones.
Yeah, mine has Stay Aware, noise canceling, and advanced noise canceling. And advanced noise canceling is
That's
like,
that
I
shit
can't
that
hear
they use in
shit.
court, where they just flood the courtroom with white noise so the jury can't hear the sidebar.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody call with the pedestrian yet? Copy. Is there injury? Where's he? I'm gonna try to get up there. Do you know where it happened? Are you late for work?
It's fine. I can show you.
You saw her go up onto the curb
Yep.
and then strike him?
Yeah. She went up on the fence. I
Okay.
could not.
Absolute base dude, by the way. Cops like, do you have to leave? And he's like, no, I can help. I could show you. I got time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this guy is like, nah, dude. First of all, I get it. Like, this is Washington. This is probably the most exciting thing this man has seen in like 20 years of living here. But still, I like absolutely base in commendations for this man who is taking time out of his day to ensure that his lady doesn't get away with what she tried to.
Yeah. And like you could even see like she parked wheel facing the building as close to the building as possible.
Oh, she did. Yeah, she did a very good job to try and like. Like, yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, even when she went over to the other side, she went over there like in a shy manner, like she like someone like what like walking their dad around the car, right? And oh my God, what happened here? Oh, I had no idea. You didn't notice this giant gash in the side of my car.
Yeah. And the fact that you're missing a whole tire. It didn't register for you.
Literally, just like it looks like you ground the tire off too. It didn't blow or anything. You just ground it off.
Oh, that's interesting.
See it, cool guy. What?
Give me a sec. My YouTube's acting weird.
Uh-oh, I better check mine. Looks like it's alright. But I know that doesn't usually mean shit.
Well, my stream seems to be fine. It's my my control board thing, whatever you call it.
Yeah, Stream Deck?
No, the
Yep.
YouTube Studio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, hold on real quick. Chat, can you hear me? Because YouTube is saying the audio stream's current bitrate is 0, which I know is not true.
YouTube may be having some issues.
So yeah, chat, if you could just type in chat, let me know if you can hear me. I don't know, maybe they can't.
Oh, no, I mean, chat, she means on her side. Because she's got her stream up.
Yeah, on my side.
I know on my side it's fine.
My chat's too slow right now.
What I was trying to do is I was going to set up like a little super chat goal, because I always like to set up the little super chat goal. But when I enter it in, it says error has occurred.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't know why.
No, they can hear me. Okay, YouTube's just lying to me.
Isn't YouTube
It's
always
okay,
lying?
guys. YouTube tries to gaslight us all the time. Just happens. Oh my God, to the people who fucking DM me on Twitter, asking me how I'm doing, you're in my Discord channel. You can do it there. Please, dear God, I never check Twitter DMs. So it's really weird when I see like a common chatter. Oh, hey, how's it going? Well, you will fucking message me in Discord and I'll tell you. And again, my DMs are open on Discord, so you can't like, you don't have to.
You don't have the excuse.
It's not like it's gonna block you.
But then when we got up there, his shoe was off. Like it definitely looked like
So left the roadway, hit him on the sidewalk.
Yep.
And just kept going.
Yep.
Okay. Drove all the way down here like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Reading behind this, I have a picture. I could not get an actual accurate photo of the license plate, but
Cool.
so this was this guy, right? Like,
Thank you, Lucian the Witch for 5. What annoys me the most is the lack of humanity in the chick to stop after hurting someone with her own idiocy. This lady is a 2%er. Yeah, no, you gotta
sadly,
stop.
And I don't know if it's just because of like you know how society is like changed over the time and we're much faster paced and desensitized with all the news and stuff, but like this is genuinely a serious problem that's only gotten worse with time. Like I think it was a little bit worse in the 80s, like hit ones and stuff like that, and it's gotten better since then. But like I can't tell you how many times body cams, court cam footage or whatever, where there is just a distinct lack of humanity in the person being accused, talked to, whatever. It's like they don't even understand what they did was bad. Honestly, case in point, that one Florida tragedy that happened with the truck driver who fucking killed like 3 people, and his dash cam is on the whole time, and you can see he looks mildly annoyed that, like, people got in his way and they died. Not that he's actually upset that, you know, he just killed 3 people over nothing.
Exactly.
I tried to get it as quick as I could because he was hauling ass out of here, right? So we were behind him for about like 5-10 minutes, and he was kind of swerving, but not like obnoxious or crazy.
He ran on the guard, he ran on the highway, and then turned off the highway, came down this way, was swerving. He was in this lane, but swerving over.
Okay.
And then
yeah, like it looked like that he just kind of like he intentionally hit him.
no.
So I figured it out.
Interesting.
I am not allowed to make a super chat goal with the word Lawli in it. Specifically Lawli.
Really?
Yes, apparently that is getting filtered.
No fucking way. Guys,
I
I
don't know
managed to
why.
filter Lawli. Can you try it with apostrophe, maybe? Like a hyphen between W and L?
Oh, I just changed the word
That's
to hosts.
fucking crazy. That is crazy.
I have no idea why it would be getting filtered out. There's no way they know. There's no way they know. I'm being oppressed, chat, by the system.
Yeah, we're being oppressed.
Oh yeah, this is our guy back here, obviously. It's all blurred out. He's not
100%.
dead. Just to
He's
clarify.
not dead. He's just, he's probably injured. And enough that it's like, okay. But these 2 people, they're clearly witnesses. But the girl is kind of like, I was wondering, I'm like, look, already she's going to be in a lot of trouble, the driver, because she left the scene. But was the actual accident itself necessarily intentional?
Yeah.
Or did she lose control of the vehicle or whatever the fuck? I don't think she intended to hit anybody, but all of that kind of becomes irrelevant when you leave the scene.
The suspicion they're having right now overall is hit and run, and the original hit was due to illegal substances. Or what do they call it?
Gotcha.
It's not driving. There's 2 of them. There's driving under the influence, and there's driving like while influenced or something. One of them is for beer. One of them is for...
oh shit, I need to put on. I forgot I actually do need to put on a super chat goal for myself as well. They actually managed to beat, I'm doing a VRC baking strain. And I'm doing it,
DUI and DWI, yeah. And DWI is more for like
exactly.
drugs than it is beer.
Click on a concert on the kick.
Or I could be wrong. It could be the other way. Either way, they're looking for her for the one that's driving under the influence of drugs.
Gotcha. Okay.
It looked like it. Yeah.
He ran up on the curb.
So he's got a significant lane trouble, like a DUI.
Yes, he
Wasn't
looks
like
drunk.
because this was a...
It's interesting to note that they keep saying he because they actually did not see who was in the car. This officer currently does... Like, this is before they're talking to the lady. The timeline's kind of a little mixed.
It's very clear. I mean, it is funny, the assumption being made here.
Yeah. So this
But,
is
like,
before they
that's
know
all
who
it
did
is,
it.
Yeah.
Turning back on the highway, continued to hear like this guy's random. He hit this guy.
Yeah, just a random.
Did you see him hit the guy?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, no,
Where was he at when he got hit?
He was just walking.
He was facing this, walking like this. The guy comes up behind him and hits him into the fence.
Is this the car mark from the car that hit you?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. I know you already gave everybody your name and stuff. I'm going to ask for it again. The person in the car, we found it, and the person's in custody. Okay? So there's that. I don't know the story about that because I'm not there. But can I get your information?
Oh, man.
Were you walking this way? Yeah.
He's... Shit.
What?
That's a either a knee injury, maybe a hairline fracture. Bro, there's something serious going on with his leg.
Yeah.
If it's this farther, if it's this part past the actual hit that happened, he's still on the ground and he's clutching that fucking leg. And it's the same leg that his shoe got knocked off of. So we're looking at a serious civil tort at the very least.
Well, I mean, at the very least, you can see like where his shoe got knocked off at.
Yeah, 100%.
And you have to think the shoe probably flew a little bit of distance.
It probably did. I hope he didn't tear an ACL or something. That's like pretty much, there goes your mobility.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life. You're not going to be making walks anymore, dude. If it gets hit, got your ACL.
Just trying to get downtown.
Yeah. Well, I'm thankful these witnesses saw it on the highway and stayed. And how about an address for you?
I mean, I don't really have one right now. Me and my girlfriend broke up.
I'm not going to lie. This is kind of making me want to move to Washington. Do you know how much accountability there is in terms of good Samaritans and witnesses? This is more than I've seen in my state in fucking years of people willing to like stay, give statements, actually shed a light on what happened so the cops aren't playing guessing games.
I will point out...
It's a little refreshing to see people cooperating with the cops.
I will point out, don't know about the guy who followed them, but at least with the other two people that stayed, we can actually see that it looks like the lady's wearing a firefighter shirt and the guy is wearing a military uniform.
Yeah, and the other guy's Navy. They probably both are actually private volunteer firefighter or whatever. One of like, she almost looks like she used to be in the Navy, but her contract ran up maybe 5 to 7 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just enough time that she doesn't have to keep up with the physical requirements anymore.
Also, I don't know if you heard him say it, but the guy just basically said that he's homeless right now. So he's
He did. Here, yeah.
He's homeless,
Look,
and then he got fucking ran over by a car.
Yeah, this dude's life right now is just not going well. He needs a pick-me-up. Someone, all those fucking GoFundMes people make, someone make a GoFundMe for this guy. He needs it.
Yeah.
Are you staying outside? Are you homeless?
Last night, yeah.
Okay, as of last night. All right. You were on the sidewalk when this happened.
I was, yeah.
See these tracks on the sidewalk? Is this from the car?
I assume so. I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember much.
Oh, Super Rose.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you for the 10. For the karaoke fund, also scary how people now fear taking action against wrongdoing because of retaliation or prolonged conflict. Now, I mean, that really is kind of what it is about, but I mean, it goes back to, there's a famous story that happened, I think in New York or Queens or something. This lady, she was a nurse or whatever, she comes home late, there was a guy who was waiting at her porch and fucking brutally just starts attacking her. She's screaming bloody murder. Everyone on the street can hear. It's a little suburb, okay? It's not like it's downtown New York. Oh, you hear gunshots all the time. No. Everyone in this area, everyone in this neighborhood knows what's happening. They hear what's happening. Not a single call to the police came.
Yeah.
Until the following morning, late in the morning. And that's kind of the thing is, yeah, a lot of people... If it's not in their bubble, they think, they have their blinders up. Look down, don't look away for fear of being, pulled into it.
I kind of scooted back just an inch because I believe what he's talking about when he says the tracks on the ground is he means this white strip here, which I think is after the tire popped. Maybe this is where the rim is dragging on the ground.
That would be consistent, yeah.
So it starts definitely back at least by this line here. But that would be after the tire had popped too. And that's not even where the front of the wheel of the car is.
The tire popping is what would make, okay, that's what caused the, car to jerk over. It fucking leads over into this area. You end up hitting this guy, but then you keep going, and that's the problem.
I'm feeling
this
like...
This could have very, very easily ended up as, this was accidental. It's okay. We'll get this guy treatment. Are you okay? Everything. It could have been... It would have ended up in a trip to the police station had she actually just stayed and, remain responsible for her actions.
Well, I'm just saying, I think he probably got hit bare minimum 2 car lengths back, maybe even 3, depending.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty big distance to get thrown, by the way.
No, he got thrown into that fence, like hardcore.
Alright, yeah, you're good. Do you guys think there's a fracture, or what do you guys think?
He probably broke his foot, yeah.
They think maybe a broken foot. Is it like evident from like just a visual of it?
Mostly how he's trying to not step on it.
It's just a weight bearing type thing, so we probably won't know the significance of the injury until he's got some medical records. Okay, hi ma'am.
Back to the lady. Also, thank you, Archmagos, for 5.
And back to the lady.
Suing Good Samaritans and the horror of getting dragged through the court has made people insular. The process has become punishment. Head pats. To be fair, a lot of states are trying to kind of reverse that and start instituting Good Samaritan protections.
There's already Good Samaritan laws in place. Quite literally, and this is me being, having, in my high school years being a lifeguard. But you're protected by what's known as Good Samaritan laws. If an individual is in clear duress, conflict, danger, whatever, and they're not able to give you consent properly, aka they're unconscious, they're in a situation where they can't respond to you, etc., you are allowed to render aid and get them out of the danger without fear of actual being sued because of your actions. You know, the Incredibles thing where he, jumped off and fucking, oh my God, I'm falling. And then Mr. Incredible saves him and he sues him. That lawsuit would never actually happen. There are laws in place and have been in place since like the 90s that prevent that kind of shit from happening.
Also, hi, Gabby. Yes, I did eat my vegetables. I have a piece of lettuce in my burger.
That is technically vegetables, so yeah.
Exactly.
Officer Jennings, Bremerton Police. Can you hop off the phone for me?
Hey Tom, this is Allie. I got into a little situation. I have a bunch of cops at my coffee stand right now.
Okay. Can you hop off
if you could please call me back, that'd be awesome. Sorry, that was the chief of your the Bremerton PD.
Okay, let's walk over here. Were you driving?
What do people do that? Why do you think that calling the chief or somebody who works in law enforcement is going to help you? Honestly, if you were calling your attorney there, I probably wouldn't have had too much harping. I probably would have said, hey, you could probably do that a little bit later, but that's about it, But no, I just called your chief and left him a message. Okay, great. You still need to sit down and explain to me what the fuck happened.
So this was going to be in the vein of the other story I wanted to show as well, because the other story was a lady that got pulled over, not for hitting somebody, but for like drunk driving, and she immediately calls the chief of police, who it turns out is her uncle.
Oh no. Big old conflict right there.
Apparently her uncle isn't as corrupt as she thinks he is, because he literally says, yes, she's my niece. For that reason, I am staying completely out of it.
Oh, fuck it. Okay, I'm sorry. Somebody needs a medal.
Yeah. He's like, look, she's my niece.
Needs a fucking medal.
I'm not going to say one way or the other what should happen because it would be wrong. So you guys do what you think you need to do, and I will back you up on it.
That's a go. Thank you for the Swedish kroner. 108K $10 to the karaoke string goal. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Women in these body cams lack consideration for others is shocking. So I've said this before, right? But any benefit you think the police give to white guys, trust me, it pales in comparison to the kid gloves women get.
Oh yeah, white women especially.
White women especially, but we even saw it like last week with the one black chick who was freaking the fuck out, and he's got 3 cops around her, and they're just like, please chill the fuck out. Let's bring it down. Let's calm for a minute. and she's still just screaming as loud as possible.
Which is insane.
Like, women get such kid gloves with police. Like, it's substantial amount. Except sometimes when there's a woman police officer and she'll just be like, bitch, I'm taking you down.
Yeah, I do like that. When that happens, that's amazing.
Yeah, guy police officers seem a lot more antsy about doing any sort of takedown on a woman. They're like, I can't.
They
She's
have
a little
more to
lady.
lose.
Yeah. The women cops are like, nah, bitch, let's do this.
In this car?
Yes.
Okay. We can go all the way over here. Who are these people?
Also, she mentioned this is a coffee shop, by the way. Why is there like a grill out here inside whatever the fuck is going on with this? Like, I'm pretty sure it's a grill.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Were they in the car with you?
Yeah, that's a barbecue.
Okay, can you take your hands out of your pocket so I talk to you real quick? Okay. So, what happened today?
I was just driving and I looked down for a second and I hit the curb and I didn't know I hit anybody. I didn't see anybody. I wasn't looking over there.
Okay. Were you driving with like a flat tire?
This is a beautiful argument from her, by the way, is I didn't see them, so, you know, we're good. I didn't see the person I hit, so, like, they don't exist, basically. Wolfsbane for 2, The Incredibles prologue takes place in the 50s. Yeah.
That is true.
Now, I forget what we were doing the other day, but I quoted the
But again,
the Incredibles thing.
I would challenge you to find me any case law in which somebody was able to sue successfully somebody else for preventing their suicide.
Yeah.
I don't think even in the 50s you're gonna find that case.
I think, though, I mentioned it the other day. I forget what we were streaming about, but I had to quote the Sansweet thing where the lawyer's like, Mr. Sansweet didn't ask to be saved. Mr. Sansweet didn't want to be saved. Mr. Incredible jumps up and he says, I saved your life. And he goes, you didn't save my life. You ruined my death.
Yeah. It's one of the best fucking lines in the fucking series, especially that lawyer. He didn't want to be saved. He didn't ask to be saved.
Oh, it's so funny.
Or anything? Were you on you said you were on your phone?
No, I just looked down for a second.
For what reason?
I think I dropped something. I can't even remember now.
Okay. So you think you dropped something and that made
That's
you
a problem.
look down?
Yeah, she's not helping her case. She's like, yeah, I was, I dropped something in my car and I just stopped looking at the road.
It happened 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. There are lots of hidden details in The Incredibles. There are... I don't know if you guys have seen it, but somebody re-uploaded the full special features of The Incredibles. Where,
yeah, I used to have that DVD.
Yeah, where they did the interviews with the different supers. And honestly, that little piece of bonus content adds so much detail to the story of why the supers were hated.
So much. Because a lot of the interviews, too... Oh, yeah, no, you get a lot of exposition on how supers back then were very much like the entitled celebrity for us today.
Yeah, except they actually had like powers to back it up.
But exactly, it's almost like a nice little touch of like what the boys ended up bringing to the table later in time. But like it's kind of a little bit of like that, It's like, yeah, these guys, they're on top of the world. They think they're on top of the world, and they don't have any accountability.
Yeah. Like there's the one interview with a hero called Meta Man who basically is like a super racist.
I love Meta Man's. Yeah, no, he's Jesus. I mean, it's like wow.
I forget. Is he? It's either
Gazer
him.
Even wasn't very nice guy.
Yeah, it's either him or it's another one of the supers that in their interview they basically talk about how they treat women with kid gloves, even supervillain women. And that sometimes if it's a man that needs to be saved, they'll just kind of back off from it and they'll be like, we'll let somebody else handle that.
Yeah.
Like he's...
Oh, that was, what's his face? That was the guy who got snagged on his keep on the rocket.
Yeah.
After saving the damsel. Yeah, I'm forgetting his name, but yeah, that is like super sexist fucking superhero.
Gamma Jack, thank you.
Yeah, Gamma Jack, that's right. That's that fucking pretty blade super.
Yeah, just look down for a second.
Okay, and where were you at when this happened?
Right before, I think Jack in the Box, right before Jack in the Box.
Okay.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
so-
Okay, pause.
I didn't know.
Sarah's first is the lack of successful suits because self-harm is not a right. Well, you have to think about this, right? Most civil lawsuits need damages, calculable damages, right? If Mr. Incredible had not intervened, the damage that the man would have done to himself would have been complete. Literally 100% that you fucking killed yourself.
Yeah.
What can you do to what damages did Mr. Incredible sustain to you that would have outpaced the damages you were planning on doing to yourself? Nothing, because he saved your life. And therefore, without us able to satisfy the requirements of any basic civil lawsuit, it falls on its face.
Yeah, you have to think, but you would require the courts to basically put a value on life, like an actual dollar value to life, in order to...
Which, yeah, we can't do that.
Yeah. So, which some people think, oh, that means life has zero value. No, that means in the court's eyes, life basically has like an infinite value. So if you end up...
life is the most valuable thing.
Yeah, so if you do something to save a life, it's kind of hard to justify anything that could overtake that. Because again...
That's why a strong defense for murder is in defense of oneself or others.
Yeah.
I hit anybody.
Okay. Have you any alcohol to drink today?
Nope, I don't
Last
drink.
night?
I don't drink.
Do you take any medicine or drugs or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay.
We believe her.
Oh my god, wow. I mean, the lights are on and there is somebody home, but it's like, it's the guy with Down syndrome that the parents left and they really should have gotten a sitter, but they didn't. So now you're dealing with this person.
Chat, what do we think? Is she telling the truth? Does she never do any drink or drugs? Sober Sandy?
I don't think this is she's too stable for it to be alcohol.
Yeah.
She's slurring it. I feel like it's an opiate. I think it's like painkillers or something.
Understandable.
So other than the dropping, was there anything else going on with the car?
I got rear-ended the other day, but there's nothing wrong with it.
Okay. And you don't take any medicine or drugs or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. Are you willing to perform some voluntary field sobriety tests to make sure that you're okay to drive today?
Yeah.
Okay. We can step. Why don't we step kind of like right over here?
Can we get a hold of the chief of the Bremerton PD first?
Why's that? Why's that?
Because I would like to talk to him. I want him to be here. He told me to call him if something like this happens.
Okay, well, the chief doesn't typically respond. You have a supervisor. He's a sergeant right now. Okay. He's typically in charge of the city until admin people come in, but the chief doesn't typically respond to scenes like this. And ultimately, we need to kind of deal with what's going on here first, okay?
Honestly, it would be a really big deal if the chief did show up.
Yeah.
Like, the cops would actually technically, now we're looking at you, chief, and you put in us a position where we might have to arrest our fucking chief?
Yeah.
Due to exercising abuses of power due to conflict of interest? No, absolutely not. The chief is not going to be here.
Also, there's just likely the idea that she's just lying.
Yeah, I do think she's lying.
We need to wait for the chief, because the chief told me to call him if something like this happened. What do you mean?
Who's that one? He does a really funny fucking, he does a really skit where he just keeps asking for, like, the next rung up in the management. It's like at a restaurant. He asked for the manager, then he asked for, like, the district manager, then he asked for the mayor, and then at one point he asked for the fucking president.
Yeah.
And he did, and they keep getting more and more excited, and now, okay, fine, put him through. It's like, what, why am I talking to you right now? My order, it wasn't right. I'm the president, what the fuck?
Can you stand
I
face
don't
this?
want to do any field sobriety tests right now because I literally just woke up to try to get here to open my coffee stand. And
Notice that she said she was perfectly fine to do it until they said that she was not getting the chief of police. And then she's like, well, actually, no, I'm not really fine to do it. She has a fantastic excuse, too.
Well, this is a weird one. Because she's at her coffee shop. They obviously found her.
Yeah.
Not in the car, not in the driver's seat, but they're doing a traffic stop field sobriety test.
Yeah.
Honestly, just get her for the hit and run. I mean, this doesn't even, I don't even know you're going to get very far with this one because the process and how you're doing it isn't technically right. And that's the first thing a lawyer's going to go for is, was the checklist followed appropriately? Oh, it wasn't? Oh, well, then this is all comes into question. So just take her in for the hit and run you obviously have her for.
Okay.
Yesterday was my opening day, and I've just been dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
So, and
So you don't want to perform some voluntary field sobriety test?
Not right now. I'll take the blow test if you want me to.
All right, so you're being arrested.
I'm just really shaky.
I understand. Well, I mean, there's different, field sobriety tests don't necessarily.
For me with her, it's like the bizarre performativeness of everything she does, right? Like when she goes, oh, I'm just a little shaky, she actively like puts her hand out and shakes it around.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you...
that's pretty in line with opiate use.
Fair, I don't know anything about drug use.
There's an almost pseudo disassociation that happens when it comes to opiate use like this, and how she's like, it's like if you're looking at her, it looks like she's operating in like underwater or something, right?
Yeah.
Everything is a little slower, her reactions are slower, and she's feeling the need to actually puppeteer her problems. Oh, I'm so shaky. Lifts her hands up and shakes her arms, right? That's really indicative to me of someone really, on a hot one with a painkillers or something. She's not a stoner, guys. I'm a stoner. Do I sound like that? You guys never see me not high when I'm on stream. I'm telling you right now. I mean, California weed is legal. I can't stream without being high. But I'm not a fucking mouth breather, so no, it's not weed.
Ava's a functioning alcoholic, chat. But with weed.
I'm a functioning stonerholic. I don't drink because I do have a genetic, my mother, who is no longer with us, and my father are both genetic alcoholics. So I'd just rather not touch that landmine.
Fair. No, all I know is my grandfather was an addict, so I avoid anything that could be considered an addictive substance.
That's smart. There is a genetic component to addictive behavior in general.
He was a deadbeat dad.
I'm not. Shut up.
Really are affected by like nervousness and things like that. I mean, it's a factor, right? If you're.
Oh, they absolutely affect my nervousness.
Okay. No, I'm saying nervous.
My legs are shaking right now, so that wouldn't make me. Okay. That wouldn't be fair.
But you don't take any medicine.
She thinks she's so intelligent. Like she just. Yes.
Guys, I am fucking shivering right now as she's literally stone cold. Like, she is solid as a rock right now. Like, and there's a little bit of sway, but not enough for me to think it's alcohol. I mean, Jesus, what is she on? Did you overtake allergy medication? Like, what the fuck's going on? At this point, it's becoming I want to identify what she's on. We know she's on something.
Yes.
Like, that's already been determined.
Or drugs or anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay, because the way you're kind of talking to me, I'm just kind of concerned.
I'm tired and I just opened a 650 square foot kitchen and I'm dealing with a lot of stuff.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Did you say I just opened this 150 square foot kitchen? That's like a closet, right? That's like not very big. Like, oh my god, this 150 square feet kitchen. Yeah, it's so small you can't even have your grill indoors. I don't think it's that difficult to start your kitchen up.
Okay. Do you have any history of any kind of drug use or anything like that?
No.
Okay. And you said you'd be willing to submit to a preliminary breath test?
Yep.
Okay. Hang tight here for a sec.
Also, why I don't think she's on alcohol.
You are not free to leave yet, okay? So she refused SFSTs, but she said she'd agree to a breath test. But looking like her demeanor makes me think more like drug related, like some kind of.
Yeah.
What did the witness say about her driving?
Driving, went up on the curb, hit the pedestrian, shoe flew off. It's like undeniable. She would have known she hit
Definitely,
something.
yeah.
And then her tire is shredded and drove all the way down here like that.
Okay. I think, I mean, with her behavior and demeanor, I think I'm going to arrest him.
Yeah.
I'm standing for 10. I'll be up there.
Let me do the PBT real quick. Okay.
Is this usually supposed
This is a mistake for the cop.
Yeah, probably.
I would, if you've already made your decision based on the behavior, the circumstances, and everything that you're going to arrest her, this breathalyzer test isn't going to do anything but give her a false sense of security and make her perhaps violently curious as to why she's being arrested. Why are you arresting me? I blew 0. Why are you arresting me? I guarantee you she's gonna fucking freak out if she blows nothing and you arrest her anyway. She's gonna make more of a scene than had you just arrested her on the spot.
Perhaps.
so?
But she's a little white woman, so.
4:30 a.m. and I just woke up and rolled out of bed.
Okay, as you can see, this is a new tube. Okay. So, do you have any foreign substances in your mouth right now?
Like what?
Anything foreign, like gum, food.
No.
Okay. Can you open your mouth for me? Okay. Deep breath in and blow. Keep going. Keep going. When's the last time you used cannabis?
Tonight, last night before I went to sleep.
Last night? You didn't use any this morning?
Nope.
Okay, because you're kind of acting like, I understand you're saying you're nervous.
Okay. It could have been anything else. Maybe if she took some seriously fucking high potency gummies or edibles or something. She could be behaving this way. But, like, I would not go, okay, it's not alcohol, is it cannabis? No, it's try any other narcotic. Let's be real.
But with the leg tremors, your general demeanor, you've got the white tongue.
We're out with her.
I'm thirsty.
You got the white tongue?
And you didn't use any this morning. You're saying the last time you used cannabis was last night?
Before I go to sleep.
Okay, and when did you realize that you went up over the curb? What about your rear tire?
I didn't know it was like that. I was just trying to make it to work. And then he told me that I hit somebody as soon as he pulled in here.
What kind of do you smoke cannabis? Like what kind of cannabis do you do?
I just have a pen.
The vape pen?
Yeah.
Or like a dab?
It's just like a little vape pen.
Little vape pen?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the
You're
concentration
not getting high enough. You are not getting high enough on any kind of vape pen or flower to behave like this. Unless you have some kind of sensitivity disorder or something. If it was edibles, if she said, oh, I have edibles I take, I'd be like, take her in, she's high as fuck. I will be the first to say that, but no. If all she has is a little cart, there's no way she's behaving this way on weed alone.
No,
I just right before I go to sleep, I just take a little bit.
And who else was in the car with you at the time?
My daughter and my daughter's best friend.
Just the 2 kids, but
yep.
No one over there was?
Nope, they're in this car.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Right now you're under arrest. Okay, I have reason to believe that your driving was impaired by your drug usage. Okay. Go ahead and put that other hand on top of your head.
on top of my head.
Yep, just place it back down. There we go.
Okay, but just please be careful because my I have really, really bad shoulders.
Okay.
Can you give my daughter a hug?
Well, we'll deal with that in just a sec, okay?
Yeah, I'm locking in my answer as opiates. I've only ever seen somebody react this calmly to being arrested over drugs if it's like fent, heroin, or painkillers.
I am...
Like that's the only way you're getting this weird ass fucking. Oh yeah, can you be careful though? Cause I have a bad shoulder. Not screaming, I have a bad shoulder, you're hurting me, I can't breathe, and all the other things that normally come with any upper kind of drug. But no, this feels like opiates.
I am deferring to you and to chat because I know literally nothing about drugs.
Fair.
He's completely out of my wheelhouse.
Just hang out over there for a minute, okay?
Can you grab my keys
Thanks.
out of my pocket?
No, don't do that. Step back, please. Thank you. I appreciate it.
What if he has a house?
I will deal with that in just a sec.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Yeah, I appreciate it.
Probably gonna want this car, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Man Bun, walk away.
Before I talk to you any further, I'll make sure I read your rights, but right? Going right now. Do you have anything on you that I need to know about? Anything that's going to poke, stab, stick, or hurt me?
I just think that I have my keys in my
Just your
pocket.
keys? Okay. Can you widen your stance for me?
Yeah, she's too compliant. Like she's on a sedative or something.
Go ahead and take a seat. Watch your head when you're getting in, ma'am. Okay. So, 2 little kiddos were in the car with her. Hello, kiddos. How are you? Is that your mom?
That's my mom.
Your mom and your friend.
That's friend.
Got it. Okay. Okay. And where were you guys seated in the car?
In the back seat.
You were in the. You were on the passenger side.
Yeah.
Like this side. Okay. In the middle kind of row there. Did you guys have your seatbelts on?
Yes.
Okay. Were you hurt or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
We just got really freaked out when it happened.
Oh, when going on the curb and stuff. Did you see what happened?
So we didn't really see. We were just chilling because we woke up really early because we have
Yeah.
I was there. So we're pretty sure the.
Oh yeah, these poor kids. And 6:30 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
Were that way because we were watching my mom and she didn't really do anything weird, but we did have the music on, but it wasn't that loud, so that's my perspective. I was just looking at, and I was just chilling on the side, and then I thought,
My God, just give me a second. There's a thing that I do to mentally prepare for an explanation from a kid. I'll tell you right now, more so than any of the sadness, I swear to God, talking to kids was a big reason why I stopped family law. Because it's not their fault. They just don't know how to tell stories. They don't know how to communicate. And we're just chilling. You've said you're just chilling 3 times. What happened?
we ran over a giant raccoon or something and then I just felt swerve, and then back into lane, and then the rest of the drive here. I knew that we hit a curve. I knew that, and then when we were driving and it was bumpy, I knew that the tire was popped. I just knew those things.
Okay.
So I was gonna look up.
Not good testimony for the mom.
I was gonna look up this espresso bar and see if there were any news stories about this arrest. So I just typed in Shotizi's espresso arrest. As it turns out,
Shotsies.
well, I however you pronounce it. As it turns out, apparently a lot of arrest happens at espresso bars in Washington. Like a lot of arrests.
That actually made sense.
People assaulting espresso bar owners. Apparently there was one espresso bar that got shut down because the women were inside working naked for tips.
Hey, I found it. I found their Facebook page.
No, I found the bar pretty easily. But when you add arrest to it, suddenly there's like a bunch of espresso bar arrest for assault.
Oh my fucking god.
What?
Oh my god. I'm gonna send this to you. Not only did I find their Facebook page, the same car is parked in the same location. In their and it, like, I'm not joking, look at this. That's fucking hilarious. You don't have to show it on anything. Or actually, can I just share this? Yeah, here. Here, copy image address. There you go. That's their that's the like banner image on their Facebook page. And look, it's the same car.
Oh, yep, there's the lady in their first picture.
That's fucking funny. Yeah, this is hard. This is literally her bar. Her espresso bar.
I love my coffee stand. I'm a comedian and a therapist. My customers have become my family. Thank you, God, for giving me the strength to create a business to hand down to my daughter. Stozy means sweetheart in German. New favorite coffee spot unlocked. This almost sounds like it was written by an AI. Holy shit.
It does.
It's written so weird.
It fucking 100% does. And I know Facebook does that shit now. They're like, oh, do you want to try describing your business with AI? Yeah, so I thought that was funny.
One of the reviews for this is, careful of the owner, she'll run you over.
That's what I was honestly hoping for. I sent that to you because I knew you'd look in the comments and I knew someone was going to comment on the body cam footage.
Yeah.
Sounds
she's got
good.
a couple
Thank you,
people
guys.
like defending her in the comments.
Defending her?
It was an accident. Accidents happen. You know, she was just tired. It was unintentional. She didn't know she hit somebody.
Accidents do happen, but what isn't an accident is, you know, getting in the accident and then choosing to flee a scene afterward. That's an objective crime.
Yeah. Like,
Because, yeah, I completely agree with you.
What is
Most
this guy?
situations, yeah.
She will not be charged at the end of the day anyways, because the DA in King County does not prosecute hit and runs. I doubt they will in Bremerton. They can't prove intent. What?
You don't have to prove intent with a hit and run.
You hit somebody.
Yeah, that's that's ridiculous.
You hit somebody and you ran. There's no intent needed.
Okay, you know what? Honestly, stop watching Law and Order, bitch, because that's what you're doing. You're watching Law and Order. You think intent is an aspect or a standard of every crime, and without it, fucking cop's case falls apart. That's not how reality works, dude.
Yeah, like, whatever, bro. Keep telling yourself that.
You know what? That's cope.
Not true, Mizu. You play gacha games? Yeah, but it's not a drug.
This is a telephonic search warrant hearing. This is Judge Adams. Today's date is July 9th. It is 8:14 a.m. On the phone with me is Officer
okay.
Jennings.
Here's the warrant.
Officer, do you understand our conversation is being recorded?
Yes.
Do you get permission for our conversation to be recorded?
Yes.
Please hold up your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the evidence you shall give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name and spell your last name.
Jennings, Jennings.
What is your rank, personnel number, and law enforcement agency?
I am a police officer assigned to the traffic division.
It's a court's...
Sorry, chat real quick. Oru Shady, welcome to the chat, first of all. Second of all, hey, Elfire, big ass question. Has the shoujo filed for bankruptcy yet? I'm gonna continue playing this. I'll look on that on the background, but I don't think there have been any official filings yet.
I think the shoujo is still just in limbo.
Search warrant, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mostly because the owner fled, I think.
Last name, first name Alexandra, with a driver's license number
what crime is being investigated?
Vehicular assault, RCW 4661522.
And where is it believed that crime occurred?
The city of Bremerton, county of Kitsap.
Okay. And what are you looking to seize?
2 vials of blood to test for alcohol level and or detect the presence of and or level of any drugs. Okay, ma'am, let me get you unbuckled here, okay?
Yeah, it's in no
Okay, go
official
step out.
filings, guys.
Watch your head when you get down. Okay, we're gonna go right in here. Go step out.
Good morning.
Cool, thank you.
I think we're going into the right.
Hello. Okay. How are you doing today?
Yeah, redacted Kids Hospital.
Good. So I'm here for a warrant, blood draw. And the collision happened at like 6:19. So I'm like,
Okay, so this is a search warrant.
But I have the kits. I'll sign the warrant real quick. I already got it signed off by a judge.
Thank you so much. How many vials are we filling?
2. Go ahead and take a seat. Watch your head when you're getting in. Watch your head.
The suspect was charged with vehicular assault and reckless endangerment.
That was it, huh?
Yep. There's no telling like what came back in her blood test. A lot of people seem to believe that nothing came back, which is why she didn't get charged with any sort of DUI. However, I almost think that makes it worse. Because how the fuck are you like this sober? You know what I mean?
If that's how you are sober, honestly, that's way bigger of a problem.
Yeah, like it's like, no, you don't understand. Like, you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's like, no, it's
this
not.
is just who I am. Well, then change.
Yeah, like, how are you this way sober? What are you talking about? Like, I don't understand how you end up like this. Oh, it kills me inside that this is a person that exists. But chat, that was it for that. The next one is a much longer one, and it's much more of a story. And I think you guys will enjoy the story, but we shall see how you all feel about it.
Yo, we're YouTube featured right now.
What?
We're YouTube featured right now.
How we end up there?
I don't know, but look.
Also, hi, Symes.
Says YouTube featured.
Oh, based in Red Pill, I guess.
Based in Red Pilled, huh.
A mother of 5 who had all of her children ripped away from her with a no contact.
Okay, hold on. You're gonna have to. Okay, I didn't realize we were doing Dadvocate. I very much like Dadvocate, but they're fighting the fight that I stopped fighting when I stopped family law. So it's kind of like, oh, here we go.
Well, this one's much more of a story. So this one's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, hold on. Let me do this. There we go, got it.
From her abusive ex and a corrupt court system.
Oh gosh. I miss Madeline, I miss Brayden, I miss Tristan, I miss Juliana and Jocelyn.
Her refusal to give up or back down.
I want to make something very clear. I know my rights, and I will never, ever stop apologizing for using my voice to speak truth about what's happening in the family courts.
And AI videos of her with Donald Trump.
How did that one happen?
Yeah, no idea on that one.
Okay, so that last part got a little weird. Actually, the whole story gets a little weird, to put it as lightly as I possibly can. The author of the series Goosebumps, R.L. Stine, once wrote, every good story has 3 parts: the beginning, the middle, and the twist. On this channel, we recognize the urgent need for family court reform. We recognize that while fathers are disproportionately affected by being made the non-custodial figure in their children's lives, mothers can also have custody ripped away from them in a second, especially if the father has a lot more money. We also know that we need strong, well-articulated female voices in this space, because if it's all men, they're not going to listen to us. In fact, every time I do hear about a woman who presents herself well, is educated, and cares deeply about these issues, I am immediately drawn to her. I make it my mission to ingratiate myself with these women so that we have the highest possible chance of actually fixing these issues. But we also know that in this fight, we have a lot of bad actors that end up causing a lot more harm to our movement than good. Today, I'm going to share with you a cautionary tale, one with many twists, turns, and drops, shocking allegations, jaw-dropping receipts, and mysteries still yet to be solved. A tale that certainly...
So, off the cuff on this, I'm going to say the woman that making these videos, having had her kids taken away from her, isn't the saint that she's trying to make herself out to be. Am I right in assuming that?
That's where we're gonna start with, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I will say, even without the advocate, some commentary there, seeing just that initial, oh, I miss all that, I'm like, okay, this looks like somebody who surprisingly lost, despite it being a female-sided court when it comes to this kind of stuff, and is now complaining and fighting against the very institutions that are used against men all the fucking time. That gag order video, I'm sorry, nobody can make a video talking about their gag order and have me on their side.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're blatantly ignoring the court that told you to shut up. I'm sorry, I can't listen to you.
That's why the phrase right message, wrong messenger exists. This is the story of Stand With Meg. Now, I do need to offer a bit of a legal and editorial disclaimer, a CYA, if you will. The following video examines publicly available statements, court-related claims, and social media content shared by the individuals involved. It reflects my analysis and opinions based on those materials, and it is intended for commentary, education, and public interest discourse. And with that said, we are going to jump right in to Meg's story. But before we do move into one of the messiest stories I have ever covered, let's give ourselves a quick palate cleanser. Because if you're going to spend the next however long listening to me talk about other people's crimes, you might as well make sure that your breath isn't also committing crimes with today's sponsor, Breath Death. Breath Death is the brand behind Crystal Breath, exploding mint crystals that kill bad breath on impact and are really fun to use.
Halitosis. Sorry.
These aren't like regular mints or gum. No perfume masking,
you don't know what
no fake
halitosis
ingredients, no
I probably
endless
do.
chewing. Crystal Breath dissolves in seconds and
Halitosis is a made-up medical condition to help sell breath mints, breath strips, etc. Halitosis is quite literally the scientific name for bad breath.
kills bad breath at the source. Powered by zinc, these mints attack sulfur compounds in the mouth that cause the stink, meaning it's not just covering it up, it's ending it. And it keeps your breath clinically fresh for up to 4 hours. Plus, they come in these small, resealable tubes, so it's easy to keep them in your pocket or in your bag so you can stay strapped. They're all natural, 0 calories, fast-acting, dentist-approved, and pack a powerful peppermint punch you can't get enough of. It also makes for a fun little party trick for when you need to low-key tell your friends they need a little refresher. And because Breath Death is sponsoring this video, they are offering my viewers an amazing deal. When you click the link down below in my description box or the QR code here on screen and subscribe to their 8-tube pack, you won't just get their regular 15% off and free shipping, but an additional 10% off just for watching this video. It's an exclusive deal you won't find anywhere else.
That's kinda cool.
So click the link and get started on your mission to destroy bad breath. So let me tell you how I first learned about Stand with Meg because I was immediately fascinated. I was first told about her page maybe last year or the year before, given the type of content that I cover about family court reform and fighting the injustices within it. Tons of people were like, you have to check out this lady. They were like, she has been through some crazy shit. Now she's documenting everything, walking the halls at the Capitol and demanding change. You are going to love her. So I went over to her page and let me tell you, they were not kidding. Her story is a nightmare. Buckle up, grab your stress ball because this gets crazy. It all started back in 2006. Meg is a young single bachelorette when she meets another young single father named Craig. And I can already relate to this story because I myself was once a child-free single woman who fell in love with a single dad. And I know that dating single parents isn't for everybody, but it can also be used as kind of like a cheat sheet, right? Because it gives you a view on how they will behave as a parent before you like invest too much time in them. And that's how Meg felt. She thought that Craig was great with his daughter and she was charmed by him. So charmed, in fact, that they were married within 6 months of meeting. Okay, so that's red flag.
Yeah, the marriage is a red flag, but another red flag. And this is one that's perhaps a little bit more subjective, but a red flag to me is a young, single, and childless female deciding to date a single father where the offspring is female. Do you know how many times I've seen and basically seen a woman come into that family unit's life and basically destroy the family unit out of jealousy? Yes, jealousy. The girlfriend is jealous of the daughter. I'm not joking. This is something that happens all the time, and I guarantee you it probably happens in this.
I mean, probably, yeah.
One, a bit quick. But hey, sometimes it works out, you know, when you know, except for when you don't, and you accidentally marry a covert narcissist who completely flips the switch and changes as soon as they put a ring on your finger, which is essentially what Meg says happened to her. Very quickly, things began to go awry. She tells us that basically the first night of their honeymoon, Craig begins to show his abusive tendencies. By the way, you're going to hear me censor out the word abusive. It's just because YouTube is very, very sensitive about that kind of thing. Trust me, I wish I could simply say words. She describes herself literally climbing down the bed to get away from him and him continuing to pull her back, chastising her for not being good at sex. She also says that he keeps going on and on for way, way, way too long. It's basically not a good time. She also immediately gets pregnant. Then he starts having her sell all of her worldly possessions.
These are all extreme red flags in terms of the reporting. First of all, I don't know how many guys are out there that can just go for longer than the woman wants. 1. 2. Well, let's just keep going. It's just, but yeah, I'm seeing all of the problems with this far before any problems are being named.
It's telling her that's basically going to be best for their family, but
I just find it really funny that one of her complaints is, and God, like, you know, he can have sex forever. Like, it never stops.
That's
like
crazy. That's not a complaint. No, I'm sorry. Any girl out there, that is not going to be a common complaint. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but fucking let's be real. Normally, the inverse is true. I'm sorry. He doesn't spend enough time.
Yeah. Oh, God, he just, like, the sex is forever. I hate it. Like,
oh my God, takes hours.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
But don't worry, he'll offer her a $1,000 a month allowance. Now, $1,000 a month isn't exactly a survival.
Oh, also, who marries someone in 6 months? Unfortunately, a lot of really stupid people.
A lot of people. Yeah, it's I would say probably 30 to 35% of the divorce cases that came into the firm that I worked for was probably newlywed divorce cases. And I'm talking they knew each other only for about, 3 to 9 months. got married immediately, and then some months later immediately regretted it and wanted the marriage annulled.
Yeah, so what you kind of end up with in a lot of these cases is people who they don't realize that the honeymoon period is a thing. So they're like, no, you don't understand. Like, I immediately felt like in love with them. It's like, no, honey, that's the honeymoon period. Like, that wears off after a little bit.
Survivable income, but if you also don't have any bills to pay and you don't have to work and it gives you an opportunity to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom, I can see why that might be an attractive offer. But there are also downsides to becoming too financially reliant on your spouse and from being out of the workforce for too long. Now, Meg was also having a hard time being super thrilled about this developing bundle of joy inside of her because apparently Craig had also already started cheating on her. And now that Meg is married and pregnant, Craig just starts getting so much worse. He's constantly screaming at her and scolding her for everything. And a really weird thing, Craig starts expecting her to claim his daughter from his previous marriage as biologically her own. And when she doesn't, especially in public, she gets scolded for it. I found this very jarring because I don't think most of us would feel incredibly comfortable claiming a non-biological child.
Thank you for the 2. My parents were married after 4 weeks. I don't know how old you are, but why do I feel like your parents are responsible for the baby boomers? Because that's like, that level, that's like, okay, look, we just won World War II, and everyone's marrying and fucking everything right now. Like, that's the level of, like, I'm married in 4 weeks. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I hope your parents are happy though, because it can happen. You can't have, quick, long-lasting loves. It's just that's usually an exception to the rule, not the rule itself.
But we wish them the best.
Biological child as our own biologically, when we know damn well that kid did not come out of our womb. Especially if the biological parent is actively involved, which Craig's ex-wife certainly was. She describes one incident where Craig takes her to a work party, and she's feeling very quiet, introverted, and she doesn't talk much. And this pisses Craig off. So the whole drive home, he's speeding. He's driving 120 miles per hour, and she's pregnant and scared out of her mind. So at one point, they get to a stoplight, and she actually tries to leave the vehicle, which pisses Craig off again. So while her legs are still dangling out of the car and the door is open, he floors it. Can you imagine how terrifying that must have been? She describes another incident where in front of the babysitter, he got so mad he threw a phone at the wall and left a hole in it. It's getting so bad that while she's pregnant, she actually starts to make a plan to leave Craig. And at this time, Craig was actually planning on going on a solo trip without her. So she uses this time to start getting all of her stuff out of the house. She actually starts stashing it at Craig's ex-wife's house. When Craig gets back from his trip, all of Meg's stuff is gone and the divorce papers are on the counter waiting for him. So Craig's freaking out. He's trying to call Meg, no answer. Finally, he does get a hold of Meg's dad. He gives him some song and dance, and Meg's dad, he's kind of a conservative guy. He wants the family to work. So he calls up Meg and somehow convinces her to go back to Craig. So she does. Now, Meg comes from a big family. She has 8 other brothers and sisters. So despite all of the trouble in paradise she's experienced so far, she really wants to give her daughter another sibling. And not long after that, she has her first baby boy. But Craig is not getting any better, and the verbal abuse continues. He especially gets riled up whenever Megan needs any medical assistance of any kind. She describes one incident on Easter, no less, where she was experiencing mastitis, which is inflammation of the breasts that commonly occurs when a woman is breastfeeding. It's very painful and she needed some help. But that annoyed Craig, so he started screaming at her and berating her for this before just completely storming out and abandoning her and the kids on Easter. She would later find out that the real reason he picked a fight and left was to meet up with his side piece. She even showed us some of his dating profiles that he found while with her. Yet another time, she needed to take their son to the hospital because he had RSV, a very, very...
So, what do you think about this story so far?
Too much isn't adding up.
Too much?
First of all, way too much isn't adding up. First of all, several of these incidents have apparently happened in front of witnesses. Witnesses, I'm assuming, who have not given their testimony in the affirmative. Two, these stories are like... These stories remind me of the stories that jaded wives or ex-lovers or whatever would come in with, and just the most like... It's like it's the woman's idea of what abuse would look like, having never actually experienced abuse. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
Oh, thank you so much. Hold on real quick. I'm so sorry, but apparently people be gifting memberships and stuff. Crap. Okay. Whoever gifted me those memberships, I will thank them by name. Just put in chat because it's already scrolled past because I have a really small resolution for my chat bot. But thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. I'm so sorry I don't know your name. I don't know their name.
Oh, wrong thing open. Wait, what?
Very serious medical condition for a newborn. And that, once again, pissed Craig right off and resulted in him screaming at her as if...
Like this. There's no... I've never seen a man actually get pissed off to these reported levels when it comes to medical expenses. What I have seen is abusers, a lesser form of this would be abusers getting upset for having to buy pads or tampons and stuff like that. Things that aren't necessarily like a medical emergency, but they are medically necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this, to me, is a hyperbolization of what a woman thinks, oh, well, that's abusive. You know, it'd be even worse. Fucking actual medical emergencies. Yeah, but no man is going to get angry because their fucking family is in need of medical assistance. That doesn't happen.
Pretty much, yeah.
She chose to give her son RSV, but despite all of this, Meg goes on to have 3 more children with
Craig,
the last 2 being a set of twin girls. And every one of those pregnancies would go on to be exactly how you would imagine an absolute horrifying shit show that no one should ever have to endure. During one pregnancy, Craig takes the family dog out back and shoots it in the head. During the other, their barn cats had an unexpected litter of kittens, which very much annoyed Craig, and so he told Meg that he was going to put them in a bag, take them to the river, and drown them, resulting in her expeditiously finding them homes to avoid such a cruel fate.
Yeah, see, this is following what I call the woman's playbook to destroy men. Okay, first he's
abusing animals.
He is abusing animals, exactly. He doesn't care about medical things. In fact, it angers him. Like, these are all classic ways that a woman will attack a man and discredit him, even if they don't really have any evidence. So I'm just saying right now, like, if you want to hear the playbook, the 101 playbook on destroying a man, honestly, listen to these accusations.
And during all of this, Craig was still going out, taking solo trips, going camping by himself, not inviting Meg or the girls, much less calling to ever check on them. And Meg believed that he was cheating on her this entire time, which she might have been valid in thinking, considering right before the twins were born, Craig told her that he was leaving her for another woman. So before the twins are even born, Meg and Craig have separated, and Craig hires a nanny named Shelley, who he pretty much marries.
Sparky is even too X to doubt. Sorry, this is too wild. Yeah, no, this is reminiscent of like Amber Heard's claims. Like, they are so hyperbolized to the point where it's like, do you have histrionic personality disorder? Because that's what this is feeling like.
Yeah, you start hearing it and it's like, this doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it really does. It's all so much. It's all 10 out of 10, and it's all way over the top. Any one of these, if they had been witnessed, would have had this guy in a jail cell. Yet you're telling me he's consistently getting away with this behavior and seemingly being able to top his behavior from one event to the next. It doesn't happen this way, guys.
And nobody's seen it.
He gets married fast, you know, but maybe third time's the charm. But the courts do listen to Meg. Legal documents show that the courts found that Craig was both physically and verbally abusive to Meg, and she is awarded about 80 to 90% custody of the kids, child support, and alimony. But she does not find peace. Craig and Shelley, his new wife, become a nightmare for Meg. First of all, Meg can't seem to go anywhere without Craig somehow knowing exactly where she is. She can't shake this feeling that she's being stalked, being tracked. So eventually she takes her vehicle in to be checked for any tracking devices, and wouldn't you know it, they found one. Meg is able to get a personal protection order against Craig, who is then also charged with a stalking injunction. But despite that personal protection order and stalking injunction, Craig will not leave Meg alone. He begins writing her handwritten love letters and sending them to her home almost every single day, despite living with and being with Shelley. Then one day he emails her with 101 things I wish I did differently, where he admits to a wide array of very bad acts, including but not limited to actual SA. At the same time, Shelley, the new stepmom, is going around and telling other moms that the twins are biologically her own. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff that has made my blood boil throughout this story. You don't mess with dogs, you don't mess with cats, but you certainly do not mess around with claiming another woman's children as being biologically your own. Now, I'm a stepmom, and my kid tends to call both me and his biological mom, so I could see someone maybe getting confused in passing, but according to Meg, that is not what happened here. Meg actually describes a very specific story where she goes to one of her kids' sporting events, and a mom approaches her and says, "Oh, are you the twins' nanny?" And she goes, "No, I'm their mom." And the woman goes, "Oh, well, Shelley said that she was their mom." And as they talked about it, the other mom was like, "You know, this actually makes a lot more sense, because when I was talking to Shelley, she didn't even seem to know that there was a difference between fraternal and identical twins." Very weird. There's actually like this horror psychological thriller movie called The Hand That Rocks the Cradle that is all about a nanny trying to take over this mom's life and take her kids, that this situation really reminds me of. Meg even provides...
Still not buying the story, Ava?
Again, how is this? I mean, Jesus.
Oh, come on, Ava. It's
That
like,
is kind
it's
of a
so
fun
obvious.
thing with these types of people. Look, it's kind of fun with these types of people because they always end up telling a tall tale that ruins everything else. You know, upwards, somehow people have believed her up until this point. But, like, she's going to keep upping the ante, and eventually, there's no fucking way. There's, like, more and more people are just going to look at this and go, did this actually happen? I don't know.
Yeah, it's very crazy. And the fact that she's, like, continued it on and up until this point in the story, nobody's really questioned it all that much. He's kind of wild.
Oh, yeah. It's wild, but it's also like, it's par for the goddamn fucking course, as shitty as that is.
Yeah. Like, everybody's just like,
Like,
no, it's fine.
the fact that she has won custody of her kids, that the courts have found that, oh yeah, he was verbally and physically abusive. Guess what? These kind of fucking PO hearings and shit like that, they only need a preponderance of evidence. So they need to think, okay, it's 51% likely that you did this rather than you didn't. That's what they need to determine whether or not you're an abusive person, which, in my opinion, is fucking crazy.
It's just not enough, frankly.
It's not. If we're really talking about abuse and shit, that whether or not this is technically a different court circuit, family court circuit is more along the lines of elevated civil court than anything else, but still, these are allegations that would be crimes if they were true. So why the fuck can you not try them beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yeah.
Anywho.
Sorry, I got a phone call.
Footage from a police interrogation where we see Shelley saying that all she wants is for Meg to be arrested so that she can take her twins and go.
Push comes
what I would love to see happen is she's arrested and I go get the twins and peace on.
You can't even.
Right. I know that's not going to happen.
Well, if you'd have come in with a black eye, that's a little different.
Right.
Would have been a little easier.
It's a very strange clip where Shelley seems to have this like very wide-eyed, buggish-eyed look the whole time, and it ends with the police officer essentially telling Shelley that if she wants her dreams of Meg being arrested to come true, that it would have helped if she had more obvious defensive wounds, which Shelley doesn't seem to have, and Shelley actually seems a bit disappointed by hearing. Things continue escalating between Craig and Shelley and Meg, and Craig gets a lot more aggressive in his legal strategies, and soon Meg starts to lose that 80 to 90% custody that she previously had. It eventually drops to 60-40, then to 50-50, which I'm typically all on board for. I'm a big fan of 50-50 custody. I really do think that's ideally the best situation for kids when appropriate. But then, one day, it goes to 0 when, in January 2024, the kids are abruptly ripped out of the house with a no-contact order based on false allegations filed by Craig, the judge, and the guardian ad litem, and Meg would never see or talk to her children again.
Okay. You telling me that Craig, the judge, and the guardian ad litem, aka what my role was, all came out with, hey, this shit happened. Its response was quite literally full custody, any custody be taken away from her, and awarded to Craig. What the fuck were these allegations?
Yeah.
Like, do you know how hard it is to get that level? I mean, to even have the guardian ad litem to be like, no, I'm here only for the kids' interest, and this is fucked. Please take the kids out of the home. That's crazy.
That is Meg's story. A compelling, heartbreaking tale about a victim who grew 5 children in her womb, raised them their whole lives, only to have them snatched away by her abuser and his evil wife, who are hell-bent on making her suffer. And that is how the page Stand With Meg was born. This is what inspired Meg to begin advocating for things that are good and noble causes, such as judges becoming more educated on domestic violence, more support for pro se litigants with limited financial resources, and especially higher evidentiary threshold for allegations. And you have to admit, it's very easy to understand why people are so attracted reacted to her messaging and how she was able to accrue 50,000 followers on TikTok and almost 100,000 on Facebook. She carries herself very well. She's extremely articulate. Her videos have a very high production value. She always looks fabulous. And like I said, we need female voices in this space if we want anybody to take us seriously. That is, unless she's one of those bad actors we talked about. Unless she's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Unless she's been hiding a dark undercurrent of secrets this whole time. And this is where we get the twist.
Mom? I don't know if you can hear me.
Thank you guys. I've been trying to work and not focus on anything but my work, and
really hoping to avoid making this TikTok, but if you've seen the video of that woman before, her name's Megan, my sister, that I wanted to just grab you really quick and just say a few things.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Look, the nice thing about the exposés of these types of fucking walking human filth is the fact that the people closest to them are usually onto their shit and usually will inform the public sometime after.
Yeah.
So, honestly, kudos to you, sister of Meg. I'm sorry you have such a shitty sister.
If you've seen her content and you've been worried about the children in it, specifically the one with the young girl crying at the beginning, who I blurred her face out, those kids are safe. Those kids are fine. The videos are growing in popularity rapidly. The one of the young girl crying in the Ring camera is, I think, almost about to hit 1 million views, which is why I'm here having this conversation with you right now, because I think it's important that you know that the kids are safe and fine before we get into the other issues with that video. So Exhibit A, these are the kids. These are the children she's talking about. That's one of the young ones, and then that's my kid right there. This is Memorial Day last week. All hanging out and having a good time. Kids are healthy, happy, thriving, doing great. Exhibit B, that's my other child being held by the stepmom that's had a lot of things said about her, and the dad right there, Craig. I would like to say, like, very normal people. Not that exciting. So now that you've seen that the kids are safe, which is the most important thing, without sharing too much of their story or her story, I did want to address a few things about Megan as a creator on this app. So in that video of my niece, the one crying, that's almost reached 1 million freaking views, the only way you as a viewer would get the idea that she's scared of her dad is because of what Megan put on the top. That video is actually super old. It was from a day when Maddie was obviously very scared, but she was looking for her mom. She was not scared of her dad. There's a whole other situation that was happening, but it was not fear of her dad. That was totally something Megan added on top to further her own narrative. The second thing that you as a viewer should be very suspicious of is anytime someone's sharing details of a child's health, like mental health specifically. Her kids live nearby, so it's highly likely their friends at school will see those TikToks or show them to them. So it's opening them up to a whole host of confusing conversations. It is just abundantly cruel to share children's information, stories, likenesses in a way that's disparaging or confusing. The other thing you might notice, if you even watch just more than like a handful of her videos, is that her story is changing about in every video. So first, she's lost her kids because the court systems are corrupt and she can't get an attorney because she doesn't have enough money, but then she also can't get an attorney because all the attorneys in Johnson County are corrupt, and then also that her ex is stalking her, and then also like the reason she's making these TikToks is to help women, help victims of DV. She says she wants to change some laws, but it's all just like very unclear, ambiguous, ever-changing, but she's clearly not missing opportunities to monetize off this experience. Here you can see she's using her children's likenesses to try to generate subscribers. So to wrap this whole thing up, in summary, kids are great, they're safe, they would like to see their mom, and without getting into the details of the story, she is being treated justly by the court system, and she does have everything she needs to see her kids again. So please consider either just scrolling past, or if you see her sharing her kids' likeness or her kids' stories, please consider reporting it and pulling it down. At this point, we're just here making sure the kids are good, the kids are safe. And we do wish Megan well, I wish Megan well, but at this point she needs to cool it on sharing children's information. She needs to fucking
stop.
Thanks.
As she mentioned, the woman we just heard from is Meg's sister, SJ. And this is where we get SJ's version. And SJ's version would come with a mountain of stories that contradict Megan's, debunks a bunch of Megan's claims, and introduces us to a whole world of new information. And I have to admit, even before finding SJ's videos, there were already some parts of Meg's story that had me skeptical. The first is something that SJ also points out, which is how often Meg takes advantage of using the TikTok shop monetization tools. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way how Meg would basically fearmonger her audience by using these terrifying, scary stories about her ex to sell safety tools.
As you know, I had my ex put a GPS on my car before, and this would have been a lifesaver.
The next contradiction that I definitely noticed myself was that Meg would originally claim that she had her second child on purpose.
I purposely got pregnant again.
But then later says that Craig forced her to get pregnant to trap her.
It is incredibly difficult to leave an abuser, and a lot of times they purposely get you pregnant so you're stuck.
And the third thing that I definitely noticed is that Meg is constantly saying throughout all of her videos that she's way too poor to afford a lawyer, but apparently wasn't too poor to buy herself an entire billboard advertising her social media. Twice. Now, I also understand that she lives in a pretty rural area, so maybe it wasn't that expensive, but she also mentions that she specifically bought them for the highway. And highway billboards, from what I've gathered, tend to cost thousands to tens of thousands a month. And if I'm not seeing or talking to my children for months to over a year,
I'm gonna let you know right now, even in a rural area, even in a rural area, you're looking at paying $3,000 a month for a highway-facing billboard.
Yeah, it's not
on
cheap.
the low end. Yeah.
Money is going to a legal retainer, not advertisement for my social media platforms. So if you, like me, did have some doubts about Meg's story before, SJ is about to rip all of the credibility rug out from under her. So first of all, Meg claims that the whole reason her children were taken away from her were false allegations from Craig. But SJ reveals that there were findings of abuse that came directly from things the children told their therapist. SJ also tells us that Craig and Shelley are not the heinous Disney.
So that's the only way. That's one of the only ways the guardian ad litem would have gotten involved with his recommendation.
Yeah.
The therapist had to fucking report. Because, look, like, therapists don't have the same levels of confidentiality that others have. They are technically mandatory reporters. If kids come to them and report abuse, guess what? That's not staying between him and the kid. That's also being reported. That's just going to happen. And it's backed by law.
That Meg makes them out to be, and actually describes them as normal, boring people. Another thing Meg tells us a lot on her page is that she has done everything she needs to do through the courts to see her kids. But according to SJ, Meg has had ample opportunities to be reunited with her kids. She just doesn't want to do the supervised visits, won't show up to them, and will not cooperate with the reunification therapist. But more on that later. Let's get back to some of Meg's other claims and SJ's version of these events. One of Meg's claims is that the children should have never been taken away from her because she has no record, not even a speeding ticket. SJ debunks this.
We have evidence that they take kids from a mother like me that have zero. I don't have any record. I have no DUIs. I don't even have tickets for speeding. Why the fuck you lying?
Oh my god, it's actually a few of them. Registration violation. So you're guilty. Speeding, there's a speeding ticket.
Meg claimed at another time that the courts made her shave her head 6 times for drug tests. And SJ said she never had to shave her head, she simply had to do a hair follicle test. And that story makes way more sense because at no point from 2006 to now do we ever see a single picture of Meg with even remotely short hair. I'm sure you're also wondering about.
Yeah, and it also just... in what world is a court being like, yeah, we gotta shave your head? Like,
well, there's a few instances in which that might happen, but they're all medical related, like lice outbreak or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the prisoners have been, oh, sorry, we have to shave your hair because we can't fucking contain the lice otherwise. Okay, fine. But, like, for a hair follicle drug test, no. They're taking a couple fucking, like, they might make an area, or they might just take some hair follicles. Like, they're not shaving your fucking head to do that.
Then they wonder why Red Pill Space gets bank. No, like, and she's doing the right thing with her video, being like, look, we have to call these kind of people out, right? We can't just, like, leave this alone.
You absolutely have to.
You know, if we're gonna petition for the courts to be more fair in, like, family court, we have to acknowledge when the courts are doing the right thing and people are just lying their ass off.
Yeah. And here's the thing, a lot of Meg's messaging, I don't necessarily disagree with. But I do disagree with the intent behind the messenger.
Yeah.
You know, I absolutely believe we need higher evidentiary weight when it comes to allegations and shit like that for making a ruling on protective orders, custody hearings, shit like that. That's 100%. I think most of us can agree with that. That's a good thing. But you don't want a fucking psycho mom being the one touting that fucking position.
Pretty much, yeah.
The insane stepmom allegations. So the story behind the police interrogation is that Shelley was there talking to police because Meg was being charged with battery against Shelley. At that time, the twins were also very sick, which is why Shelley was in such a state of urgency to take them and just get them home. And in kind of a state of urgency to just get Meg behind bars, so she wouldn't attack her again. As for Shelley claiming the twins as biologically hers, Shelley says that that never happened. It really was just a misinterpretation because she was seen with the twins. Next up, Meg has been claiming throughout all of these videos that she has basically been forced to be pro se, meaning you represent yourself without a lawyer this entire time, but SJ tells us that that's just not true. Pretty much throughout the entire divorce and custody cases, Meg actually had a very high-powered attorney.
Even if she didn't, most states, I can't speak for all states, obviously, but most states have like a community family law center where you can go in for free, you know, pro bono, so to speak. You can get, you know, legal consultations, legal aid and stuff like that, where it concerns family law cases. So there's not really much reason, at least in the states I'm aware of, that you would want to go pro se, because there's already resources in place to help you out, similar to, you know, how you have a right to an attorney when it comes to criminal things. Most parents have access to legal aid when it comes to family law shit.
Yeah.
Which is how she got not only the 80 to 90% custody, but $3,000 a month in child support and an additional $3,000 a month in alimony, which Meg conveniently leaves out when trying to promote.
$6,000 fucking dollars a month? Oh, hell nah.
Poor and destitute she is. While Craig is giving her $6,000 a month. The only reason she lost that lawyer was because of the findings of abuse and the no contact order, at which time that lawyer recused himself and did not want to work with Megan anymore, which would become a pattern for her, but again, that's coming up later. Regarding Craig's cheating, SJ doesn't really deny that claim, but she does add another fun little detail, which was that Meg was also cheating on Craig. So as much as I do not appreciate or condone the cheating, kind of cancels each other out at that point. So now let's talk about the tracking device and the personal protection order. So Meg tried to get a personal protection order, one of the classic silver bullet moves in any custody case to try to keep the ex you don't want seeing the kids away.
real quick chat, because I notice a lot of people are asking, hey, why my messages seem disappearing? Am I being shadow banned? No. Guys, the subject matter of the video is very sensitive. You cannot use terms like, AB, USC, etc. And even using them in chat is likely to get auto-man to just remove the comment. So try to be very mindful of how you're phrasing things during this video, because it's very possible your chat will not go through if you're not careful with phrasing.
Even more.
We can't really
and
do
they
much
tend
about
to
that.
grant them pretty liberally as
Yeah,
a
there's
safety
nothing I can do about
precaution,
that.
but it was pretty quickly ruled out that it was not necessary, so it was set to expire within just 30 days of being granted. During this time, Meg was threatening Craig that she was going to take the kids and just skip town and run away, which apparently she had done before. So on the 30-day mark, Craig went ahead and put a tracking device on the vehicle because it was his. That vehicle was actually in his name. The only technical problem was that the docket hadn't formally canceled the PPO, and so he did end up getting in trouble for that. As for the love letters, they weren't love letters. Craig is very religious, and his religious pastor told him that as a sign of good faith, he should write her letters of goodwill, saying that this is something that would ultimately help the children. SJ also gave me more information about the questions I had about Meg's financial priorities. Outside of the billboards, SJ also informed me that Meg was also spending exorbitant amount of money on a trip to Greece, Botox, new boobs, a $500,000 house, and a brand new car. Can't afford a lawyer though. But how could she pay for these things without a job, you might ask? Well, SJ and her sisters did a little bit of digging, and they found out that the way that Meg was paying for these things was, any guesses? Any guesses from the peanut gallery? If you guessed that, you win! Finally, I asked SJ if she...
Oh, God. It just gets worse. It just gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
Please do your research, people. Don't take these people and tout them up as like, oh, this is the face of our cause, because you could be making a dramatically horrible mistake for your cause if you decide to do that. Vet your people. Gatekeep. This is why gatekeeping is important.
Anything about the dog and cat abuse. And while SJ can't prove or disprove these allegations, and neither can Meg, SJ highly doubts that that ever happened, saying that she's seen Craig with his new animals, and he treats them with nothing but love and adoration. But she did offer an alternate theory. SJ revealed to me that during her and Meg's own childhood, their mother would also make up horrific lies about how their dad would murder animals in order to make them fear him. Something that SJ talks about a lot more in depth on her channel is the parental alienation that she experienced during her childhood. Parental alienation is exactly what it sounds like. It's when one parent tries to alienate the child from their other parent in as many ways as they possibly can. A lot of times it's just physically separating the child from their other parent as much as they can. Many times it's emotionally separating them from their other parent, maybe convincing them that their other parent doesn't love them, that their other parent doesn't even want to see them, or that their other...
If you need a brain-dead Zoomer take on what parental alienation is, the scene from Hazbin Hotel where Lilith picks up Charlie and takes her out of the room where Lucifer's hanging out, that's parental alienation.
Yeah.
Parent is a bad person. And while this is most often seen in high conflict custody cases, it can occur during a marriage. This can be when one parent wants to be seen as the favored parent, and maybe they grew up with a mindset that the only way to be preferred is to put others down. It can be so that their spouse is the constant scapegoat and punching bag when things go wrong so that they don't have to take any blame. And many times it's just another fear-mongering technique so that parent truly will learn to believe that they will lose their child forever if they don't comply. So this your dad is killing animals thing is a method that SJ...
Oh, thank you very much, Sparkies, for the additional 2. I don't even make 6K a month. Yeah, no, not many people do. At least not down here with our fellow poors.
This may have been passed down generationally, unfortunately. And at this point, before we move into the new evidence and the real reason that Meg lost custody of her children, I think that we should pause and talk a little bit about SJ's and Meg's childhood, especially and particularly the issues with their mother, because it sounds like they had a mother from hell. Meg talks a lot about her mother on her channel. She talks about her mother praying with her, supporting her, even allowing her to take a little lakeside getaway at her Airbnb. But SJ has a very different version of growing up with their mother. I'm just going to let SJ tell it.
As my sister Beth hinted at, our mother did the same thing. So let's talk through the role model that my dear sister Megan had. We were raised very traditional, conservative Christian, homeschooled, just one of those families. And most of my life was spent hating my father, which made sense because my mom and dad fought a lot. I think they were married like 35 years before they finally got divorced, but they tried to make the marriage thing work. So after years and years and years of being at odds with my father, who I believed to my core was abusive and manipulative and hateful to my mother. When I was like 23, I was doing a lot of therapy, trying to figure out I was super espresso depressed all the time, and started reflecting on some of the stories my mom had told me about my father. And I realized every story that I had in my little paquito of why my father was an abusive, terrible person was a story that I had heard secondhand from my mother. I don't know, I'm speaking Spanish this morning. He hadn't actually done any of those things to me, but we lived in the same house. And I was like, that's super weird. So I went to some of my other siblings.
See,
I was like, hey.
So
I was gonna say, that's important to remember with like the parental alienation stuff, is kids do, like, a lot of times they see their parents as like an authority figure in their life, and whatever parent is nicer to them at the time, they'll kind of just take their word for it.
A little bit, yeah. That's kind of a big thing. Also, you can tell from SJ here, this is still very, very raw for her, which is why she randomly decided to start switching to different languages when talking about her mother and stuff like that. And she's using voices and accents. This is literally her doing everything she can not to fucking break down, talking about the fact that, yeah, my mom fucking destroyed my mentality and my view of my father for most of my life.
Yeah.
Yo, so mom told me this. What did she tell you? And they proceeded to be like, oh, no, mom told me this. Very different stories around what had happened growing up. And like, these were like really severe stories. So like, there were stories, my mom used to tell me all the time that my dad said he would divorce her if she ever got fat. That was like a big one she repeated often. He'd never said that. There were more severe things. Cops were called at one point. She used a method that Megan would then later copy of putting a restraining order on my dad, even though she was the one that physically attacked him. But my mom cheated on my dad, and this has been verified not only by my siblings, but by people in the community. We're like, yeah, no, like, I remember seeing your mom with, I had one girl reach out to me on TikTok, and she was like, yeah, no, your mom was hooking up with my stepbrother's dad. Like, I remember that in high school. Did you not know that? And I was like, you God. So like, my mom made up stories about my dad and caused so much parental alienation against my father until when I was like 23, after I had this like crazy realization that my dad wasn't the villain, my mom was the villain. So yeah, then my father and I reconnected and have been able to rebuild a really beautiful, boundaried, kind, compassionate relationship. He knows my sons really well. He is not currently incommunicado with my sister Megan right now. He is not a fan of the way she's behaving. But this methodology of telling children and telling people horrid stories that aren't true has been modeled by our mother. So I did buy into Megan's stories for a very long time. But when I realized that all of the stories were secondhand, and when I started doing my own research, as in talking to the children who she was saying that this stuff had happened against, when I started talking to professionals, started talking to just the other people, I was like, oh no, that's not what she told me at all. And then when she started lying to me and I started recording it, that's when I knew that the allegations against her ex-husband were likely completely false.
Okay, this reads, "You're so funny. Thanks. My mom locked my dad in the basement with a deadbolt and had me put his dinner on the stairs and yell for him and quickly lock the door like he was an animal."
You guys are hilarious. Because when I made a TikTok talking about my mom locking my dad in the basement, you guys are like, but what did he do?
And that last example is very relevant to a video that I just made called The Everything is Men's Fault Problem, where I talk about this exact phenomenon. Every time something bad happens to a man, even when it's something horrific, like being locked in a room by their spouse, society seems to have this knee-jerk reaction of, well, what did he do to deserve it? Because he must have deserved it. According to SJ, she, her sisters, her brothers, and especially her dad suffered every kind of abuse under the sun from their mother. Religious abuse, physical abuse, mental and emotional abuse, you name it. And almost none of them talk to their mother anymore, except, of course, Meg, who I guess seems to have just taken that childhood and manifested it into, this is just how you're supposed to parent. And I won't spend too much time on their childhood, but I felt that a lot of this was pretty relevant to help us understand what we have learned and what we're about to learn. And speaking of, it is time for your jaw to hit the floor again, because we are now moving into the new evidence. Because look, that no contact order was only supposed to be for 30 days. And both SJ and Meg are incredibly vague about what a lot of those issues entail, but we do get a lot of new information that will tell us a bit more on why that no contact order ended up lasting a lot longer than 30 days. What we do know now through both Megan and SJ is that the findings of abuse did come from things that the children told directly to their therapist. And what we do know now through SJ, while she does keep it very vague, understandably, is that SJ wishes that it was limited to just verbal abuse, just yelling a little bit. But she tells us it was much worse. For example, SJ tells us that at one point, Meg instructed her oldest daughter to go to the police and make false allegations about her father at the threat of, if she didn't, being sent to foster care, which her daughter was deathly afraid of. Understandably, the foster care system is terrifying. And what we also know now is that Meg introduced her oldest daughter to synthetic marijuana at the age of 14 and smoked it with her. Don't believe me? See for yourself. Here's Meg admitting.
You have thoughts, I guess?
All right, so we're dealing with a demon.
Yeah.
I'm in shock. I'm just in shock.
No, that's fair.
Largely because a lot of these things happened to me, including one that was pretty good. Mom decided, I don't want Dad around. I'm gonna call the cops on him. As the cops are on the way, she literally says, "Oh, you don't know who this person is." Like talking about my dad. You don't know who this person is. He's a stranger to you. And if you don't, I'm going to send you to foster care, whatever the fuck it was, right? Luckily, I was just old enough to realize as the cops asked me what's going on, I'm like, oh my God, wait a minute. The cops are here. She can't fuck with me. And then it's literally all the abuse that we had been suffering. I just kind of let it all come out all at once. And the cops literally had to stop my mom from charging me before putting her in her car, and that's literally the last time I saw her in real life.
Fair.
So this is all this is all straight from the playbook of your typical BPD crazy person.
Admitting it.
And I said, fine, if you want to do this so bad and you're going to die without it, then we'll do it together, under my supervision. And I did that, yes.
Okay.
If not, that's it. And then she went to her friend, and that is the truth.
Okay, so then the truth is you have provided me with HHC then, intentionally.
After she got to it, and after she realized how much she liked it, yes, I did together, her and I, that we would do it together because she was begging me, and it was a time for us to bond. She'd laugh, I'd laugh, we'd huggle.
Oh, Jesus, God. This is really bad.
Yep.
Snuggle, We talk about deep things. That was it. And I will tell any cop, I'll tell any social worker, I'll tell them all.
If you don't know what HHC or synthetic marijuana is, it's call
really
it
bad.
gas station weed because it used to be just sold at gas stations. It is a highly unregulated substance that is known to cause psychosis and mental breakdowns, similar to what we saw with bath salts. And it's also definitely illegal for anyone under 18. So while so far a lot of this has been she said, we are now starting to get some pretty hardwired, irrefutable evidence that maybe Meg isn't the best mom. Finally, the children begin speaking out about not exactly loving that Meg is blasting their faces all over the internet. Kids at school are talking about it. It's embarrassing them. It's affecting their mental health. Course. And so they actually speak up, and the courts decide that Meg needs to take these videos of the children down. Does she do that? A cursory review of her page tells us that she did not. Now, despite Meg trying to keep a lot of these allegations vague, despite SJ trying to keep a lot of these allegations vague, Meg cannot help but yap about this behind closed doors to other friends and content creators who are not as responsible with keeping things vague. This results in one of Meg's content creator friends making a video that I guess she intended to be defending Meg, but just ended up causing so much more damage. In this video, her friend is basically saying things along the lines of, you know, these allegations
I hate it. Femme on the spectrum, literally, your entire channel is you're an autistic woman and you, oh God.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh, okay. This is why I don't have a TikTok and never will, chat. You will never find me on TikTok under my own channel.
Like, I've done the same things that Meg did. I too have left my baby alone in the bassinet while I went out with friends. And, ma'am, that's not normal or appropriate at all. I seem to remember a very viral podcasting couple who faced a ton of backlash for simply suggesting that they might leave their kid alone in the hotel room at the cruise while they went out for dinner with baby monitors. And like I said, this video did some damage because this video caused a full-on CPS investigation on Meg. And that CPS investigation resulted in full-on judicial findings of substantiated child abuse. With friends like these, who needs enemies, right? But does Meg take a single step back or take any accountability for how her own behavior might be negatively affecting her case or her ability to see her children? Nope, she just doubles down even harder with blaming absolutely everyone else. Which brings us to, where are we at now with this case? First, let me give you the SparkNotes summary. The children are first removed from her care in January 2024. Meg is given ample opportunities to resolve some issues and see her kids, but instead she scares her lawyer away, scares the reunification therapist away, refuses to pay her court fees, refuses to comply with the reassignment of a new reunification therapist, won't stop posting the kids to TikTok despite a court order, won't show up to court, gets put in contempt of court for not showing up to court, files continuances, meaning she is delaying being able to see her kids, sues the state of Missouri, sues the state of Kansas, sues CPS, sues her guardian ad litem, sues Craig, sues her own sister SJ, most of which cases have been dismissed already. But then, finally, Meg agrees to the new reunification therapist. She originally was not budging, insisting that it needed to be her own personal therapist of the last 10 years, which is already a conflict of interest, but gets a little bit more complicated when you learn that she has previously paid that therapist in boudoir photo shoots, making it even less appropriate. But
how the fuck does that therapist have his license?
The world is a strange place.
She agrees to the court-appointed one. Finally. She is finally going to get the chance to see 3 out of 5 of her kids. The other 2 have aged out of not having a choice in the matter. They're now old enough to decide for themselves if they want to attend this reunification therapy, which they opt out of. All All she has
Good on
to
you,
do
kids.
is just not record anything during the therapy. What do you guys think Meg does? What do you guys think Meg did, chat? If
instantly
you
records
guessed, recorded anyway, and then subsequently lost all of her rights to the affirmation reunification therapy, you would be correct.
Yep.
Why, Meg?
Remember that one?
one?
Remember that one Lawtism we saw where the girl was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna record this for my own thing," and the judge is like, "Bitch, I will throw you in jail. You don't record without my permission."
Yeah.
It's like that's just what I'm reminded of.
Rooting for you, but like I think most of us gave up at this point. So as of right now, Meg's job to get anything moving in the direction of finally seeing her kids again is to find a new guardian ad litem which needs to have a certain set amount of certifications, which I am sure she is going to delay further and further and further because no one's ever good enough and because no one really wants to work with someone who's just suing everyone around them. But don't worry, folks. You can still hire her. That's right. Here's her website, Learn with Meg, where she teaches you how to understand how court really works. She'll teach you how to decode the system, log the evidence, and speak the language. Anthony S., father, custody case, who is certainly not an AI-generated man, gives her 5 stars. You can choose your path. Tier 1, a $30 membership. Tier 2 for only $70, or you can have one-on-one private coaching with Meg. And like, this has all been very bad, but this right here is one of the scariest parts of this whole situation to me. Like I said, if you'd never found SJ's videos or this video or any other videos criticizing Meg, you'd likely find her content extremely attractive and compelling. You'd probably believe her like I did at first. She carries herself so well. She actually shows up to these committee hearings talking to state.
I would like to point out that my chat, Mizu's chat, none of us believed her for a goddamn second.
Yeah, no, she is sus from the start.
State reps and senators and legislators, she really looks like she knows what she's doing. And a lot of men and women are desperate for solutions that won't cost an arm and a leg. These monthly courses at $30 or even $70 a month are still a lot cheaper than a lawyer. So a lot of vulnerable, alienated, beaten down parents might just be willing to give their money to women like this. So on this note, I want to share another one of SJ's videos that is perhaps one of her most important videos covering the dangers and harms of coaches and programs like this.
If you're in family court and you're having a really rotten time, and you're maybe considering going pro se, it's maybe your last option, and you've seen somebody saying that you can buy a course or you can buy a guide or you can like consult with somebody and it's more affordable than an attorney. If you're seeing that and you're like, hey, could this be the right step for me? I want to encourage you to ask 3 questions of this person that you're considering paying your hard-earned money to, because you're already dealing with a lot. Your kids are in the mix, finances are in the mix. This is a very stressful time. Ask them or ask yourself, has this person been successful?
And she is so right. I love that question. You have to ask yourself, have they been successful? And that brings us to our conclusion. You've heard Meg's story. You've heard SJ's story. You've seen evidence from both sides. And I'm not here to tell you that either one of them is telling the complete truth, and I'm not telling you who or what to believe. What I am telling you is that this is why we have to be incredibly protective of family court reform spaces and very skeptical of who we allow to lead them. Because when people are desperate, when they've lost access to their children and they're broke, terrified, grieving, they are uniquely vulnerable to bad advice and bad actors. And there's enough danger in and around family court. There is a growing industry built off of family court trauma. with courses, coaches, fundraising campaigns, and social media experts who claim to be the authority on guiding you through these systems that they will convince you are corrupt and rigged and out to get you. Some of these people actually do have expertise and can put their money where their mouth is. Some of these people are very well intentioned but aren't actually very helpful. And some of these people absolutely know that they have no credentials whatsoever and don't care. Because intention is not the same thing as competence, and self-importance is definitely not the same thing as credibility. When people with questionable backgrounds, unresolved legal issues, and a demonstrated pattern of conflict position themselves as these authorities in this space, the harm doesn't just fall on them. It falls on all of the parents who follow in their footsteps, and most importantly, the children whose cases are affected by it. Bad advice in family court doesn't just fail quietly. It blows up in people's faces. It alienates judges. It damages the credibility of your case, possibly for the rest of your child's minor years. It turns solvable problems into high conflict war zones. It can cost people custody they may have otherwise preserved. And once the damage is done, it is very often irreversible. People need to understand the dangers of going pro se without fully understanding the risks. It actually doesn't look good in court when you frame every adverse ruling as proof of corruption. It doesn't work out very well when you teach parents to distrust every professional involved in your case. And it never turns out well when you teach people that any compliance and any accountability is bad. As someone who's been involved in the family court reform space for a long time, definitely a lot longer than Stand With Meg, real reform requires credibility and it requires restraint. It requires leaders who model accountability, who understand boundaries, who understand the gravity of legal systems, and most importantly, who put the children, not social media platforms, at the center of their advocacy. So keep calling out the bad actors and fakes, and more importantly, keep edifying the leaders and advocates who are putting in the good work, the hard work, and the necessary work that we need for our families. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the very end. I worked really hard doing all of the research on this myself, doing the filming myself, doing the editing myself. In fact, I actually recorded an hour and a half before realizing that my mic had become unplugged 12 minutes in before I got this version.
Oh God,
so
I feel that pain.
Please hit the like. That will make me feel a lot better about losing about an hour and 15 minutes of my life.
And chat, I do have her video linked down below, so you guys can go watch it again, go like it.
Yeah, give it all the accolades. She did a good job here.
Yes. And also, I feel very bad for you that you lost your
anybody who even believed Meg for a second. I believed her at first. Well, fucking why? That's my only criticism.
Yeah. Love the way you say burnt peanut head pats. Thank you. But how do I say it? Is something wrong with how I say it?
Peanut.
Burnt peanut. Burnt nut.
I mean, you're saying it how I would say it. I don't understand.
Yeah. Also, because those are the only two I really had today, chat.
Yep.
Ava, did you hear about the fun thing that happened with the burnt peanut?
Which fun thing? Because, like, a few things have happened. Are you talking about where his, well, I won't say his, but, whoever was view-botting him clearly fucked up and, like, maxed out the bots at one point?
So, what had happened was, and this is alleged, somebody who claims to be the one running the view botting company said that he did it to the people that were paying him that had refused to pay their most recent charges.
Their most recent charge. Yeah, because I was gonna say it happened to several creators, didn't it?
Only five that I could find. Burnt Peanut, Hassan, Asmongold, an old Fortnite creator called Tfue, and then there was one like small channel that actually did not have many views called XPS that also had the 300K. Which is the only way I know for a fact it was not like a Twitch glitch, because it only happened to a small number of people.
It would have been happening to a lot more had it been a platform-wide glitch or something.
And nobody has addressed it. Burnt Peanut also has had weird graphs lately as well, ignoring that.
Yeah, look, his graphs have been strange in general.
Because
like ever since December of last year, I think it was.
Well, I feel like somebody saw me mention the sawtooth, and they've been trying to prevent the sawtooth from happening. Because as soon as I did that, his very next stream did not have a sawtooth pattern to it. It was just straight through.
Oh, so sawtooth for months, and all of a sudden it's called, that pattern's called out, and he doesn't. Okay.
And here, I will,
yeah, that's,
I'll screen share this
honestly,
with you.
had you done nothing, it would have been less fucking incriminating.
I'll screen share this with you, but now his streams have been looking like this, where it's both.
Hold on. It's both now? Hold on. Where are the... Okay, open voice. Hey, what am I looking at?
Yeah. And then,
that is crazy.
The day back, same thing. Up, down, up, down, up, down, smooth.
That's crazy.
By the way, chat, that's what you can see it in the bottom here. That's what it looks like. Sawtooth, smooths out.
Well, the fact that it smooths out at all counters the copium that people were trying to fucking huff, going, oh, that's him going in between games and batches. No, it's not. What are you fucking talking about?
Thank you for the 100 biddies, Gabby.
Player, look at anybody else. They don't do that.
Thank you for the 100 biddies, Gabby. And yes, for people that did not get to see the issue yesterday, this is what happened to Burnt Peanut and a couple other big streamers. Yeah, 350,000, not suspect at all.
Yeah, here, let me bring it up real quick so they can see it. Yeah, look at this, chat. It went out, and it maxed out. It literally maxed out. Like, look at that. And then it went all the way back down. But guys, I promise, he's definitely not botting. Oh, thank you, Cerberus, for the additional 10. Sipper was late. Dude, for some reason, chat has been absolutely messed. I don't know what's going on, but you guys have not been able to chat row in my chat room for this stream for some reason.
YouTube might be having some issues.
It is. It just like, dude, this super chat that came in like 5-10 minutes ago just came in on my chat.
I don't have the tweet about it pulled up right now. I'd have to search through it because it was a couple days ago.
Gotcha.
Let's see if I can find it really quick.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, chat. I wish I could help. Hopefully next stream it'll be better. Because this isn't supposed to be. So who are you reading out into?
Let me see. Because I can't find the tweet off the rip. I'd have to search through. Who all is streaming right now?
Oko, Severino, Wow, not really many people in my stuff streaming.
You know, I haven't rated to Dama in a while. Let's go to Dama chat. Be good for
There you
Dama.
go. I'll raid into Oko.
And I hope you all have a good day,
chat,
good night,
thank
good
you very
evening.
much. Yep. Have a good time. If you don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell as hard as you possibly can, and we will see you all next week.
Chat, I actually will probably be back later tonight. Some people wanted to play Lockdown Protocol, so we'll see how that goes. If that goes through or not. If it does, you'll see.
Actually, I'll be there probably because I bought it for a couple people.
Yeah. So when I come back tonight, chat, for Lockdown Protocol. But bye, everybody. Be good for Domers. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Love you guys.
Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, and also don't do anything I would do. There's a middle.